So I wanted to take a few minutes with this video to talk about 3 interesting PlayStation 5 stories, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. Now, the stories I wanted to cover today includes a major upgrade in performance and visual quality is potentially on the way for PlayStation 5. Games Radar's The Future Game Show is dated, and God of War 2018 creative director Cory Barlog is back on Twitter and seems to have changed his Twitter's overall appearance. First, yes or no, have you finished Horizon Forbidden West yet or not? I've personally finished the game, clocking in over 80 hours along with acquiring the platinum, which you guys know I don't care about trophies, but at that point, why not just get it? But that's just my situation. What about you guys? So comment below, yes or no, if you've finished Horizon Forbidden West yet or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, Cory Barlog changes his Twitter account's appearance. So the internet is not new to Cory Barlog teasing something via his Twitter account. He's done it a few times in the past without people noticing until later on. The biggest example of this is his pinned tweet that he has up to this day that teased God of War Ragnarok all the way back in 2019, a year after God of War 2018 came out. It is a tweet thread that had the starting letter of the first word in each tweet spell out Ragnarok is coming when you connected them, and as we know now, God of War Ragnarok is the next game coming out later this year. Now, most know that Cory Barlog is not directing God of War Ragnarok. He's working on his own new game. We've seen job listings pile up as the studio publicly announces they're hiring for an unannounced title, so they're heavily working on this new game. Now, in terms of this new game, the theory is that Cory Barlog could be working on his sci-fi title that was canceled back in 2014 before the studio moved over to God of War 2018. We've seen Cory tease something sci-fi related repeatedly on his Twitter account, and that's why people came to the theory that it could be the canceled 2014 title, which was also a sci-fi title. Now, moving over to today, Cory has been absent from Twitter for a while recently, which tells me that he's hard at work on the studio's next title. Well, he's back now and apparently changed his Twitter setup. Brazilian news site Mu PlayStation recognized that Cory changed his bio from the CJ Barney God of War 2018 banner and his face in the profile picture section to just all black. There's two sides to this. It could be gaming related, and I wouldn't blame anyone for thinking that because, as I've stated earlier, Cory has teased us like that multiple times in the past. The other side of this is more emotional. Some are worried he's having a hard time right now. I personally hope that's not the case, of course, but we all know how life can be sometimes. Let's hope that if it is emotional, things get better soon enough. Now, diving into the second story of the video, the Future Game Show has been dated. So, Games Radar's Future Game Show, which you shouldn't confuse with PlayStation's The Future of Gaming event they had for the PlayStation 5, is dated for later this month. Games Radar has their show multiple times throughout the year, in the spring like now and around E3 and Gamescom, etc. They're back again for a showcase this March 24th. Reading from Push Square, an unfortunate side effect of E3 slowly slipping out of relevance is that everyone and their auntie now wants a piece of the pie. There are roughly 5 billion digital gaming events now, including Sony's State of Play broadcast, meaning we're never too far away from the next listen of the YouTube countdown music. Anyway, the Future Game Show, which has been running showcases every 6 months or so for a good couple of years now, returns later this month, airing on 24th March at 3 p.m. PDT, 6 p.m. EDT, 10 p.m. GMT. The show will apparently bring light to more than 40 games, 8 of which will be world premieres. There's no word yet on which games might appear, but this will be a multi-platform show, so will of course feature plenty of PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 titles. So that's pretty much that. The show has been decently good in the past, so I'll be tuning in like I have in the past. Just thinking about that date, March 24th, my mind begins to wonder what is going on with Sony's showcase that was rumored for the 25th of this month, or potentially in early April. But you guys let me know if you're going to be tuning in to the Future Game Show or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And now diving into the final story of the video, a major graphics upgrade seems to be on the way. So on this channel, we've talked about FSR 1.0, which stands for Fidelity Effect Super Resolution. We've talked about it before. We've covered it on the channel before its eventual launch last year in the summer. FSR 1.0's purpose is similar to NVIDIA DLSS's purpose, which is to provide a better upscaled image at a lower native resolution so you can boost those frames up. So instead of running a game at native 1080p at 120 frames per second, you could upscale that 1080p image to look better and closer to something like 1440p or 4K and still run that game at 120 frames per second. Now, the difference in quality seems to depend on the game from what I've heard in regards to FSR over the last year, but that's what FSR is: upscale, lower native resolutions, and boost FPS. Now, the issue with FSR 1.0 is that it couldn't compete with NVIDIA's DLSS, which at the time was already on its 2.0 version set, so it already had lead time compared to FSR 1.0, which makes sense when it comes to why it was better than FSR 1.0 when it came to picture quality. But this is where things could possibly change. Reading from WCCF Tech, AMD's FSR 2.0 to bring impressive performance, impressive image quality, and support across GPUs from all vendors soon. This new information comes from CapFrameX's developer, who has reported that AMD might have already shown test footage internally, and it looks very impressive. Just to recap, the AMD FSR tech runs solely on the compute cores featured on RDNA GPUs and doesn't require any AI assistance. That's what separates it from NVIDIA's DLSS and Intel's XeSS technologies. The AMD FSR technology is also more open source in nature and can be incorporated into games with relative ease. Some features are mentioned for the AMD FSR 2.0 technology, including temporal upscaling plus optimized AA, does not need AI, runs on GPUs from all vendors, impressive performance and image quality. AMD even claims that it can be better than native resolution. AMD FSR's 2.0 technology is set to be announced soon, and one can only think of GDC 2022 as a possible reveal date. AMD is indeed going to be at GDC and has already teased next generation image upscaling for games as a session during the event that is planned for 24th March 4 p.m. GMT. So it is likely we get to hear more about FSR 2.0 during that event. So FSR 2.0 is on the way possibly. Now, the big takeaway from this is that the comment on better than native resolution, meaning FSR 2.0 upscaled 4K, looking better than 4K native. This is something that was mentioned for DLSS last year, which was also on its 2.0 version line again. Now, in terms of the console space, FSR 1.0 didn't get as much love from what I've seen. I can only think of a few games that have it implemented, with Arcadegeddon last year being the first game to get it on the console space on PlayStation 5. I personally wonder if this will change this time around, with FSR 2.0 claiming to have better than native resolution quality. If that is the case, I don't see why developers wouldn't implement this tool on the console side for their games. People want that 4K 60 standard across all games and don't want to choose between different modes. So hopefully this FSR 2.0 brings us there. But you guys let me know what you think of FSR 2.0 having better than native resolution quality. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with "need that next level performance." Obviously, this is related to AMD's FSR 2.0. Hopefully we hear about it soon enough. If you're excited about that, destroy the comment section with "need that next level performance," and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.